Hello Freedom Tool user. This video will be going over the Hoistway learn procedure using the US Ascension 2000 Freedom Tool module. Now before we begin, you should make sure the car is set to auto and is sitting at the bottom limit. When the car is in the correct position, you're going to need to dump the Ascension's personality settings. So we're going to do this by navigating to Display 9. This screen shows the controller's personality settings. To reset the current settings, you will need to change D, E, F in Group A from Clear to Set. To do this, we're going to have to use the 4 buttons in the bottom right hand corner to navigate through the screen. The first button we're going to use is labeled GRP, which stands for Group. That will allow us to move from group to group, so I could go from Group 0 to Group 1 to Group 2, etc. And I would press this button until Group A is selected. You can see which group is selected by watching for the flashing I/O in that said group, or by looking at the display above the clear button. So right now it says Group 7, then we're going to go to Group 8, Group 9, and Group A. Now that I'm in Group A, I'm going to press the bit button until DEF flashes. Once DEF flashes, you should press the Set button to change DEF from Clear to Set. If the red box under the DEF I/O changes from dark red to light red, that means you have successfully changed it from Clear to Set. Now the next step you should take is closing out of your software, disconnecting your tool from the controller, and powering down the elevator for about 15 seconds. Once you power down the elevator for that time, you can turn the power back on to the elevator and reconnect your tool. So now that your hardware is reconnected and you opened up your Freedom Tool software again, you're going to navigate back to display number 9. If you noticed, under the DEF I/O in Group A is back to dark red, so that means you did clear the controller's personality settings. Now there's just a couple of I/Os that you're going to have to set before you're going to be able to learn the Hoistway. The first thing you should check is in Group 0. You want to make sure that CPU and HYD are both light red before you continue. This next step does vary depending on what kind of car you're working on. If you're working on a single car, you should go to Group 0 and change L-HC from Clear to Set. If you're working on a duplex, you should change HCU in Group 1 from Clear to Set without changing LHC. Then you should navigate over to Group 4 to change your fire service. Now, by default, the fire service has the primary return floor as the first floor and the alternative fire service floor as the second floor. If you need to change this, you can simply select one of the I/Os and it will give you a chart to follow. The 0s stand for Clear and the 1s stand for Set. So, for example, if I wanted to change my primary floor to the second floor, I would change PFL-0 to Set. So once you have your fire service taken care of, you should navigate over to Display A, which also shows some personality data. In this display, we're going to focus on Group 1 and Group 3. This will allow us to make changes to which floors have front doors and which floors have rear door openings. So by default, the software has 3 front door openings, but let's just say you're not working on a 3-stop with only front doors. Let's just say theoretically you're working on a 2-stop with rear doors that only open on the second floor. So you would navigate using the Clear, Set, Group, and Bit buttons to change FD-3 to Clear because you don't have a third floor, and then you would change RD-2 to Set. So this way the controller knows that it should open its rear doors on the second floor. This does vary by job, so please make changes accordingly. Now once you have all your doors set, you are ready for the final step. In order to complete the final step, you're going to have to navigate back to display number 9. The final I/O you have to change is in Group 0. It's titled LRN, which stands for Learn. So you should navigate to that I/O, change it from Clear to Set, and at that point the car should take off. and learn the Hoistway. If for whatever reason the car does not take off after changing LRN, that means it's either you have incorrect settings on display A, or that there is some kind of hardware issue stopping the learn from being run. So that concludes our video covering how to perform a Hoistway learn using the US Elevator Ascension 2000 Freedom Tool software module. For more videos, please feel free to visit us at www.world-electronics.com.